Hey guys, Mars Thinking here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so we are live on stream. We have the Hit and God Goku EZA finally done, and these guys are awakened. I say finally, it was nice and easy, 10 stages, accelerated battle, obviously a very powerful team, but we are going to be trying these guys out here and see how good they are with their EZA. Mine is of course Rainbow level 10 links, gone for mostly crit and then additional. We've got the customary 3 dodge in there as well. So yeah, we're going to check them out. Their leader skill, obviously not super important. We're not going to be using them as a lead really anytime soon, but they actually lead Accelerated Battle and Universal Rival Saga 4 key 170. Their 12 key super, greatly raised attack and defense for 1 turn, colossal damage and a great chance to stun. And then the 18 key super, greatly raised attack and defense for 4 turns, mega colossal damage and a great chance to stun. So the 4 turn raise obviously very good, because it means when they come back around the next time they still have that extra buff, which is good. Base effect is 5 key, 200% attack and defense, 20% damage reduction, attacks guaranteed to hit, which is useful in a few events now, to be fair. Launches an additional attack that has a great chance to become a super, and then 50% chance to dodge. When HP is 67% or more, they get an extra 10% damage reduction, so that's good. When attacking, attack and defense 67% and disable the enemy guard. As the first or second attacker in the turn, they get an extra 6 key and attack and defense 160, and then they have extra dodge and damage reduction chance of 16%. So as long as you're above the HP threshold and you're in slot 1 or 2, that means they have a 46% damage reduction, which is pretty good, and then 66% chance to dodge. For every attack received or evaded as the first or second attacker in a turn, they get 20% extra attack. So if you put them in slot 1, that's up to 100%. So if you put them in slot 1 and they dodge 5 attacks, then they do 100% extra, which is pretty good. As the third attacker in the turn, they get key 7, attack 170, a guaranteed additional super, and do an action break. And then for every attack performed as the third attacker, they get defense 20% up to 100%. And it's the way it works is every time they attack in slot 3, they get 20% defense until they get up to 100%. But they keep that buff. So the problem with that is it does make them a bit of an interesting or like weird unit to showcase, because even though they get these extra buffs in slot 1 and 2, if we have them attack 5 times in slot 3, they get this permanent defense increase, which then if we want to use them in slot 1 or 2 after that, they're still getting all those slot 1 and 2 buffs for that particular turn, but they've got that permanent defense that they built up. So really, to get them to their full potential as quickly as possible, you need to float them twice, because in slot 3, annoyingly, they have to attack 5 times to get fully built up, but they can only attack 4 times at most, and that's if you get the hidden potential additional. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a good starting rotation here, so we're just going to have to put them in slot 1. Going to rely on that 66% chance to dodge. I want to float this guy just so he gives the bit of support. So if we take a look at they're at 300k defense start of turn here, so let's go ahead and do this. And see how we get on. So there's a dodge, and there's a dodge. So 40% extra attack this turn. We're at 19 million. Now, obviously, that's with only shocking speed active, so obviously it's not going to be a crazy turn, but I mean, I guess to be fair, that's still decent, like with only shocking speed of all things, which gives barely any stats. Like, obviously, it's mainly a key link, but at level 10, we do get a little bit of extra. I just realised though, by putting this cell here, is he going to get absolutely destroyed? Wow, he took 100 damage, damn. Fair enough. And then Kaioken Goku does a little bit of damage. Don't do too many additionals though, I don't want to lose a whole bunch of my HP. Alright, so we get the domain up for you. So what I want to do is I want to keep Hit on rotation, because I really want on the next turn to float Hit and God Goku so they can get one of their like sets of buffs. And then we'll get Cell onto rotation with the other cell. So then we'll do this, and we'll do this. So we've got to take some risks early on, because like Hit can go slot 1 a lot better once he's built up a little bit, so it's not super ideal putting him in slot 1 straight away. But yeah, I'm using STR Cell as the leader and a friend in Hit, because I don't have my own Hit. but Cell gives Hit and God Goku the full 220 lead as well. Because Hit and Cell have like the same leader skill, but like reversed, right? Cell has tournament participants with the plus to accelerated battle, and Hit has accelerated battle with the plus to tournament participants. So any tournament participants and accelerated battle characters get the full 220 lead from both of these guys. And obviously Hit and God Goku are on those two categories. So Hit and God Goku are getting the full 220 in this showcase. Their 220 leads are obviously the new Hit, the Cell, and then they do get the 220, of course, from the STR Blue Evolution Vegeta, because from the anniversary, right? Because he's a 220 Universe Survival Saga character. So there's a couple of like other 220 leaders you can use if you don't have Int Hit. Of course, Int Hit's going to be the best partner for them, so that's why we want to run the friend and have those guys together. So basically going to have like a Cell rotation and then a Hit and God Goku rotation. So Frieza going to take the super here. Shouldn't take too much damage from this Goku Black, right? This early on. I think this guy only hits for like 1 million. Yeah. So STR Cell won't have to worry about getting killed here as well. Obviously his revive will be helpful. But yeah, on the next turn we've got the tournament participants buff for Hit and God Goku. Although we really need Cell to actually kill Goku Black here, because I want to float Hit and God Goku, but if they don't get to attack, he's not going to kill him because he got an additional normal. Bruh. Because yeah, I want to float them off, but they have to get attacks in slot 3 to get their buff. So that's really annoying, because they're not going to be able to attack in slot 3. Yeah, and units that need to attack in certain slots are always going to be doomed to be like the victims of RNG. Because like if a unit has to attack in slot 3, or like is a slot 2 unit, for example, like on this rotation, if they were a slot 2 unit even, they're not going to get to attack on this turn, which is really annoying. So, but we got to float them off, we'll get them paired up with Hit. I mean, realistically, the buff that they get in slot 3 is a permanent buff to their defense, which obviously is important because defense is important, but if we're wanting to use them largely as like a damage dealer, then it's not the end of the world if they don't ever get used in slot 3, but that will come back to bite us against some of the tougher bosses if they end up being the one that gets hit with a super. Because if they're fully built up with their defense, like remember we saw start of turn 1 they had like 300k without really a lot of links. That 100% extra defense is making that 600k, which is a pretty significant difference. Like, certain enemies, they won't tank normals if their defense is that low. But ideally, we want them to always be getting hit, like, post their own super, really. Because you can use them in slot 1, like, and take that risk, right, with the 66% chance to dodge, 46% damage reduction. But 46% damage reduction doesn't really help if you've only got like 400k defense, right? But yeah, we'll get the attacks off here with Hit, with the support from Kaioken Goku. Next turn we have the proper like full Cell rotation. So at this point, if Cell ends up getting killed, obviously he just gets to revive. And he probably will, right? Because you might as well put him in slot 1 and just let him get killed. Plus it speeds up the next turn and getting the Hit and God Goku back. And then Cell is of course much better post revive, so and we'll still grab our orbs as if we were playing with the intention of not dying, but STR Cell should probably die here. I mean, he only takes double-digit damage and then didn't get supered, so I guess he's just fine for now. I mean, that's the thing. You want to get that revive so he gets the buffs, but his buffs are really they're only defensive buffs, aren't they? So him not dying straight away, it's not the end of the world. Some attacks off. I mean, this rotation is pretty good, like the triple Cell rotation. 19 mil. He dodged. Yes, he takes double-digit damage after supering, and mine only has one dupe. So, but yeah, seemingly there is no Goku Gohan Go 10-day unit this year. Like this, we got this Hit God Goku EZA in the time slot where we got the Tech Gohan EZA last year, which we kind of all assumed was for like Gohan Day because it was a Gohan unit, but it was part of the worldwide that was Buu Saga. So it's okay. So yeah, these guys can have every link active now in the middle with Hit. So if we go ahead and we'll use Hit's active skill, although the problem is, like, Hit's going to end up killing these guys, right? Or killing Zamasu. Unless I do this. Oh yeah, Tournament of Power is giving a bunch of extra ki. I was like, why do they get so much extra? See, to get their active skill, they need to be perform 3 or more super attacks in battle, and HP has to be 76% or less. Because if we put Hit in slot 1, Hit's just going to kill them. So we have to do this. I just hope they dodge, right? Especially like the super, if it's a super. 24k from a normal. 60% extra attack now though. Yeah, 36 million. Not bad. And the additional for 22.6. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, what did I say? I meant Golden Week. Yeah, so I mean, not terrible. Cell doesn't have guard here, so Cell's going to get clapped. I'm not going to use his active skill just to make sure he gets killed here. Because obviously his active skill gives him like a permanent buff. Let's try and keep any of the STR orbs around here. When will there be a Raditz day? True. Right, there we go. So we get STR Cell killed, get his revive, and we can go back to the next turn. But yeah, so this is where, like I said, it kind of becomes a bit of a weird situation for Hit and God Goku, because, like, obviously we want them to be getting their build up, because their start of turn defense now is 557k. So if they had their full defensive build up, they would be over 1 million start of turn. But we're in a situation where it's really difficult to get their build up here. So, because who's the other unit that's floating now? It's going to be Kaioken Goku. It's going to be really difficult to get him in slot 1. So I think what we'll do here is we'll use Hit's active skill, right? Get the time skip, get the Ghost Usher effect. Because then we can float off Hit and God Goku. And we can put Tech Cell in slot 1, which obviously would be really bad to do if he was going to get hit. But he's not going to get hit because there's no attacks now. So that means that these guys are going to get their slot 3. Guaranteed additional super. They will get 3 attacks at a bare minimum, because they have the additional attack that has a great chance to become a super. Then they get the guaranteed additional super. So we're going to get at least a 60% defense buff for them here. And then ideally they get the hidden potential as well. So go ahead and do that, get the full 24 ki. Obviously this allows Hit to get some stacks as well, because obviously the next time this rotation comes back, we're not going to want to put Cell in slot 1. In fact, the next time this rotation comes back, I think it's actually going to be like Hit, Cell, and Blue Kaioken Goku, which is really not ideal. But So right, Hit can get some attacks off here, get some extra stacks for himself. And get some crits. But yeah, I mean, Hit and God Goku do get more offense buffs in slot 3, right? They get that extra attack as well as the guaranteed additional super. And they've got the support from Cell, who is supporting extreme units and then giving an extra 30% and then an extra 10% to tournament participants. So they're getting 40% attack and defense from the tech Cell. Yeah, 45 million in slot 3. And they're going to get a guaranteed additional super. Yeah, 28.8. Does it do the one with a great chance first? Because if it does, then that was that, which means it did proc. So then they're going to get another one, yeah, which is then 30 points, so basically 31 million. And can we get the hidden potential? I mean, that's like 100 million worth of attack stat in slot 3. So that's pretty good. Alright, we'll use his active skills so he gets his buff. So he's now got his guard and the extra damage reduction, so hopefully he should be fine in slot 1. And we'll do that. Use your active skill just to make sure you're going to be fine in slot 3. There we go. I won't hit the nodes for Cell's Dokkan attack. Yeah, 100k. So obviously he gets the extra damage reduction from supers after the post revive. I'll just miss all of those. We'll basically get like a full heal anyway. Maybe. If we crit, we will. Nice. Okay, so everyone on this rotation will be fine, at least, because we have the Tech Cell obviously is a beast. They've already supered Ink Goku post-supering with the rainbow orbs that we've picked up, and we've got, what, 8 or 9 orbs for him, so he's going to be fine as well. Cell getting all the supers off. I mean, this is kind of a fun hybrid team. Like, if you have Cell and not Hit, having like the Cell lead, Hit friend, Cell rotation, and then like a Hit rotation. The problem is, like I say, the fact that Hit and God Goku need that to get floated twice to have their full build-up. Because we're going to have them back on not even the next turn. Then we've got to float them off. I mean, fortunately, this is a good fight for trying to get them like fully built up, because Zamasu and Goku Black have so much HP and they heal. So, because otherwise we'd be worried about, like, are we even going to get back to having a rotation with Hit and God Goku? Because that's going to be quite a few turns from now still. And a lot of other events we just win by then. So. Alright, so go for Hit in slot 1. I mean, this could still go really badly. In fact, I might, because we're just trying to get our rotation back to what we want, so I might use a Weeseer just to make sure everyone's going to be fine. Because really all we want now is to get back to having Hit and God Goku on this rotation, which means on the next turn we have them and we have to float them off. Okay, well, Hit dodged anyway, so. And I think AGL Cell would have been fine against these guys, like normals, because he's got type advantage. Kaioken Goku probably would have been fine as well, but might as well just lock it in, make sure. We don't want to get this far in, like nearly 20 minutes in, and then just die, because we're now trying to get these rotations sorted out so we can see Hit and God Goku when they're fully built up, so. But yeah, Hit's such a good unit. At that point he was at like 100% chance to dodge as well, because he's already dodged a couple of times. Then he hit him with his super, which gives him extra chance to dodge against them as well. Good old Kaioken Goku, but dealing damage to us every time. I did the EZA and forgot I didn't awaken Hit God Goku to an LR. Oof. I gotta farm up those medals. Yeah, that's why I had multiple spare copies of Hit God Goku, but then like I hadn't bothered to like make an SA5 copy and get them like awakened and stuff, and then it just at that point it's like I can't bother to do all that. I'll just use my Kais. That's what they're there for. Right, so now they're at 686k, and that's with basically no links, because remember with Hit they have Cold Judgment, which is like 25% extra defense. So even though they're missing that 25% defense and all of these other links that they would have active with Hit, they've now got way higher defense start of turn than they did before. So that's pretty good. I'm not going to be able to avoid getting like all of these orbs, am I? So grab those, grab those. So yeah, they only need to attack twice in slot 3 to get fully built up, and we obviously know that at a bare minimum they always do 3 attacks. So yeah, Cell taking double-digit damage. And they heal again. Yeah, definitely. I said it before the last time we used him on a different kind of like tournament participants build, but like I definitely like Cell a lot more now than I did when he first released. Like running his team with 2 cells, he definitely feels a lot worse than when you run him on another team. Like, and he doesn't have to worry about the other cell being a liability. You have him and Tech Cell, who obviously Tech Cell is still very good, like potentially one of, if not the best Super EZA currently. Right, very good combo. Because remember, like I said, this is my cell. My cell only has 1 dupe, so plus it's funny having the 2 units on the same team, right? We've got AGL Kaioken Goku, who's making us lose HP when he supers, and then Tech Cell heals us when he supers. So we haven't really at any point taken like crazy damage, right? 32. I mean, 32 million when they have 1 link active is pretty decent. $20 mil for the additional. Again, that's with like 1 link, so that's pretty good. And we go up to 22. Okay. Get the hidden potential here. Not that it really matters at this point. Yeah, of course we do on the second turn, 23.6. I mean, that just shows, like, even with 1 link active, that means even on, like, just a random Universe Survival Saga team, you could throw these guys on as, like, the last option on the team and just have them as a slot 3 floater, and they would still be quite good. I should have saved that active skill, because there's barely any, like, rainbow orbs here now. Oh, there we go. We'll do that. Okay. Hopefully they super attack Hit. Well, actually, he's action breaking their next thing, which I don't think is the heal. Hit up to 25. I haven't checked Hit's defense or anything, because I want to see now when we finally now get Hit and God Goku back on rotation with him and put them next to each other, what Hit's defense is then, right, with basically all of his links active. But yeah, he action breaks their only attack after his attacks, but then they still healed. Oof. 200. Oh man, if they are still gonna super and they super in Goku, that could be bad. Of course. No, never mind. Oh yeah, of course, because he's like post super, and we got the orbs. I was getting worried then. I was like, typical. We finally get to this point where we're gonna get Hit and God Goku back like together, and then we end up dying before we get there. I mean, we're on low HP here, but it means that when after Kaioken Goku attacks, he's going to have that like big damage reduction. So that actually does kind of work in our favor a little bit. But yeah, because with the damage reduction, Blue Kaioken should tank normals from these guys perfectly fine. But yeah, next turn is the one we've been waiting for. So we're going to have fully built up Hit God Goku, linked up with Hit, with the Tech Cell support. So it's 40% attack and defense for both of them. Go free to take the Super STR Evo Blue. Vegeta wishes he could do that. Yeah, even as the two worst, I don't know. I think I've used these guys a bit more now because the tournament participants teams, like ever since like PyCon coming out, and like I mean even since when STR Cell came out, the tournament participants lead, like I think the Int Goku and Frieza, I've used them a lot more for those team builds because they do work quite well on those teams. Whereas yeah, I definitely don't use Blue Evolution Vegeta like that much. Poor guy. Alright, so here we go. So fully built up. So Hit's at 2.5 million defense now. Hit and God Goku are at 1.1 start of turn. So they get 67% when attacking. The only annoying thing, of course, is we still can't use their active skill. Because you have to be at 76% or less HP. And we're at what, 92? Or 82? We're so close. And then yeah, it gives them a permanent buff. It's only 13%, but that's multiplicative, so it is quite a big buff. But man, it's very annoying that we don't get to see that. Like there's going to be, you're going to do whole runs in events where you're just not going to see that, which is a bit annoying. But it is what it is. So let's see what they get here. We'll make this the last turn. It's been quite a long video, but we've been trying to get this all set up the way we want it. Watch Hit not dodge this and get killed. Oof. Because yeah, I could see that being my luck at this point, 7 minutes in, that he then dies before we actually get to see fully built up Goku and Hit attack. I mean, Hit's dropping some bombs now as well, 37 million. $47, jeez. There he goes to 50, so it's like 37, 47, 57. Alright, Rainbow Friend Hit. Chill. Alright, and what do we get? 39.2. That's basically all of their links active except for Tournament of Power and Legendary Power. 25 additional. That's from the additional with a great chance. You got the super from that. Hidden potential additional normal. Nice. So that's 66% dodge chance, and they dodged all 3 attacks. So I mean that's pretty good. Cell only doing 1 super, I think, is death. Yeah. Because he greatly raises on super. He only gets an additional if there's multiple enemies. He'd have survived if there's only 4 attacks, but of course there were 5. But there you go. I mean, Cell's probably not a great choice for the team. I just threw him on as like a support and he goes well with the other cells. But we got to see what we wanted to see from Hit and God Goku. I would say that for a yellow coin LR EZA, they are definitely very, very good. And like I say, with the stats that they're doing in slot 3, getting extra defense and the fact they get an extra super, which gives them extra defense, you could throw them on a lot of the teams that they're on and just have them always be floating off in slot 3, and they're still going to be very solid. Obviously, against supers in slot 3, they'll just be relying on the 50% chance to dodge because their defense isn't really going to be high enough to tank the big boss super attacks. But yeah, they seem good. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. We'll try them out in some other events and stuff as well for some different videos. But yeah, I think they seem solid. Let me know what you guys think down below. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.